Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving into a topic that many people wonder about, but often hesitate to discuss openly. Does masturbation actually reduce or destroy your sexual desire? You've probably heard conflicting opinions on this. Some say it's a healthy, natural part of life, while others warn it could leave you with no drive for partnered sex. It's a bit of a minefield, right? So let's clear the air, look at what science and experts say, and get to the bottom of this together. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer understanding of how your body and mind really work when it comes to self-pleasure and libido. First, let's understand the basic mechanics. When you orgasm, whether alone or with a partner, your brain releases a cocktail of hormones. One of the key players is prolactin. Prolactin levels rise, and this hormone is known for promoting feelings of satisfaction and sleepiness. It also temporarily suppresses dopamine, which is the desire or motivation hormone. This whole process creates what is known as the refractory period, that time after orgasm when you're not immediately ready or interested in another round. For men, this period is usually more defined, but women experience a version of it too, even if they're capable of multiple orgasms. So right after masturbating, it's completely normal to feel a temporary drop in sexual desire. This isn't your libido being destroyed. It's just your body's natural cycle of arousal, climax, and resolution. Think of it like feeling full after a big meal. You're not hungry right away, but your appetite will definitely return later. Your sex drive works in a similar way. So, if that temporary dip is normal, where does the idea of destroying desire come from? This often gets tied up in discussions about frequency. People worry, am I doing this too much? Here is the thing, there is no universal magic number for how much is too much. What's healthy and normal for one person might be different for another. The key isn't the number of times per week, but the impact it has on your life. Is it interfering with your daily responsibilities, your job, or your social life? Are you choosing to masturbate instead of engaging in activities you used to enjoy? And importantly, are you using it to avoid dealing with emotional issues or intimacy with a partner? If the answer to these questions is no, and it is just a part of your routine, it brings you pleasure and relaxation without causing any negative consequences, then your frequency is likely perfectly fine. Your libido isn't a finite resource like a tank of gas that you can use up. It's a complex drive influenced by hormones, psychology, and overall health, and it naturally replenishes. Now, let's talk about the psychological side of things, because this is huge. A lot of the anxiety around this topic stems from feelings of guilt or shame. If you've grown up hearing that masturbation is wrong, dirty, or something to be ashamed of, you might subconsciously associate it with negative feelings. This internal conflict can be a real libido killer. When you feel guilty after masturbating, your brain can start to link pleasure with anxiety. Over time, this can create a cycle where you desire release, then feel bad about it, which in turn dampens your overall sexual desire, because your mind starts seeing sex as a source of stress, not pleasure. It's not the physical act itself that's the problem. It's the psychological baggage attached to it. Reframing masturbation as a normal, healthy form of self-exploration and stress relief can actually be beneficial for your overall sexual well-being and, by extension, your libido. A healthy mind is crucial for a healthy sex drive. One of the most common concerns is whether masturbation can make partnered sex less appealing. People worry that they might get so used to their own touch and a specific quick path to orgasm that a partner's touch won't be as exciting. This is what some call the death grip concern for men, or more broadly, a stimulation preference issue. It's a valid point to consider. If you only ever masturbate in one specific way, very quickly and with a lot of pressure, your body can become conditioned to that specific stimulus. Then, when you're with a partner, the different sensations, pace, and rhythm might not feel as effective. leading to frustration or difficulty reaching orgasm. This can make you feel like your desire for partnered sex is decreasing, when really, it's a conditioning issue. But the good news is, this isn't permanent. The solution is variety. Try exploring different types of touch, different speeds, and different techniques when you're by yourself. Learn what feels good beyond just one method. This makes you a more versatile lover, both for yourself and for a partner. It teaches you more about your own body, which is knowledge you can then share with a partner to make your experiences together even better. So let's be clear. For the vast majority of people, masturbation is a healthy component of sexuality that does not harm long-term sexual desire. In fact, it can be beneficial. It's a safe way to explore your body, understand what you like, and relieve stress. It can help you become more in tune with your own arousal patterns, which can actually enhance your experiences with a partner. Think of it as practice. The more you understand your own responses, the better you can communicate your needs and desires, leading to more satisfying partnered sex. For many, regular masturbation keeps their sexual engine running and their mind connected to their sexuality, which can help maintain a healthy libido, especially during times when they might not have a partner. So, rather than seeing it as something that takes away from partnered sex, it can be viewed as something that complements and even enhances it. It keeps you connected to your sexual self. However, we do need to talk about the exceptions. When can it become a problem? As we touched on earlier, it crosses into problematic territory when it becomes compulsive. This is when it's no longer about pleasure or exploration, but about an uncontrollable urge that negatively impacts your life. If you find yourself unable to stop, even when you want to, or if it's causing you significant distress and interfering with your relationships and responsibilities, it might be a sign of a larger issue, like a compulsive behavior or an addiction. It could also be a coping mechanism for underlying problems like anxiety, depression, or past trauma. In these situations, the act of masturbation itself isn't the root problem. It's a symptom. The real issue is the underlying emotional or psychological distress. The decrease in desire for a partner might not be from the act itself, but because you're using it to avoid emotional intimacy altogether. If anything I've just described sounds familiar, if you feel your habits are compulsive or are causing you distress, please know that help is available and you are not alone. This is not something you have to deal with by yourself. Talking to a healthcare professional, a therapist, or a counselor who specializes in sexual health can make a world of difference. They can help you understand the root cause of the behavior and develop healthier coping strategies. There are resources available, like support groups and mental health hotlines, that can provide guidance and a safe space to talk. We'll drop some links in the description below. Remember, taking care of your mental and sexual health is a sign of strength, and seeking help is the first and most important step towards feeling better. It's about getting back in control and ensuring your sexual habits are serving you, not controlling you. So let's bring it all together. Does masturbation destroy sexual desire? The overwhelming answer is no. For most people, it's a healthy, normal, and even beneficial part of their sexuality. The temporary dip in desire right after is a natural biological response, not a permanent loss. The real factors that can negatively impact your libido are things like guilt, shame, anxiety, and developing a too narrow preference for stimulation. But these are all things you can work on. By adopting a positive mindset, exploring variety in your self-pleasure, and maintaining open communication and intimacy with a partner, you can ensure that masturbation remains a healthy part of your life that coexists perfectly with a vibrant desire for partnered sex. It's not an either-or situation. You can absolutely have both. A healthy relationship with yourself often lays the foundation for healthy relationships with others. Thank you so much for watching and for joining this important conversation. I hope this cleared things up and gave you some peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content that tackles these kinds of topics with honesty and evidence. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But let's please keep the discussion respectful and supportive of one another. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.